What's up everybody, KRK Beats back here at Out the Box Studios, and today we have another studio monitor review. We're doing a series of 3 videos on 3 different size studio monitors, and today we're looking at these guys right here. My favorite studio monitors, the first pair of studio monitors I ever purchased probably 10 plus years ago. And these are the Yamaha HS50. Now, just a little history on Yamaha. Yamaha has been in the studio monitor game for, again, a long time, like other manufacturers. They also manufacture synthesizers, Yamaha pianos. So really across the board, you know, Yamaha really has great products. And this is you know, one of them. Now, the Yamaha HS series has a white woofer comb, and this is reminiscent to the legendary Yamaha NS10, and many producers have seen those in studios. Those are passive speakers, and those speakers, really the history is kind of interesting. They weren't originally produced for production. They were made really as what you call bookshelf speakers or just hi-fi speakers. They're actually passive, so you need an amplifier to power them. But they found their way into music studios because they have a very flat, almost ugly response. But what engineers found is if you could mix good on the NS10, your mix really sounded great anywhere. So a lot of records you hear from the 70s, 80s, 90s were mixed and mastered on Yamaha NS10. So that brings us to the HS50. This is a predecessor to the H series. Very similar again. Now these speakers are powered speakers. So unlike the NS10, they do have internal amplification. As you can see, they're rear ported. They again have that distinctive white comb, and these are the HS50, so it's a 5-inch woofer and a 1-inch silk dome tweeter. One difference between the H series and the HS series is found on the back. On the HS series, you have mid EQ, room control, high trim, and low cut, and that was actually changed on the H series. The H series only has room control and high trim features. And what I love about the HS series is that you have that mid EQ, and I have mine bumped up 2 decibels or 2 dB. And that really gives it a characteristic of the NS10 studio monitor. Not quite the same if you ever have had an opportunity to hear NS10s, not exactly the same, but you get that mid-range bump that you get in the NS10 as far as listening. When you're mixing, especially vocals, stringed instruments, anything that you want to occupy the mid-range area, these allow you to really hear that and, you know, mix accordingly. Now, one complaint that these speakers get is that they can be somewhat fatiguing because of this 1-inch silk dome tweeter. I don't have mine extremely close in my setup, as you can see back here. They can be a tad bit fatiguing if you listen for extremely long periods. I don't find it a huge problem. I like to, you know, get up and walk away maybe an hour or so into a mix, or if I'm working on something, I like to get up, let my ears kind of clear out, and then come back and work some more. But really, again, when you're mixing, it's nice because these aren't bass heavy at all. So what happens, you know, I'll throw something on the main monitors, really get the bass response. On the headphones, I'm able to hear the bass. And then when I put them on here and mix, you don't really get a large bass response. However, you're able to hear the mix clearer. And that's one thing I love about these, is the clarity, and they really reach up in the audio spectrum as far as really hearing those highs and the high-end range. Now with the volume control on here, it's actually set at +4 dB, which is technically like 0 dB. That's kind of confusing. I won't get all into that, but some monitors are set at 0 dB. These are set at plus 4 dB. Just keep that in mind. And there's actually a little indent when you turn the knob that allows you to lock it in at that 4 dB. Again, you have, inputs. You got the XLR. You got the 1/4 inch input on the back. All of the information you need here on the back as far as adjusting the EQ. I leave everything flat other than the mid EQ bump, again, which I said that for me I found really awesome when it comes to playback and listening into the center of a mix. That's what I use these speakers for. So again, the Yamaha, there's the HS50, or now it's HS5, the HS7, the 8, and then they have a 10-inch subwoofer. It's gonna be hard to find a studio monitor at the same quality level for the price. Now Yamaha does have the MS series, which is a more geared for professional studios. You can check those out as well. I'll leave a link below for Yamaha's website. Similar to the HS and H series, but the MS series are actually front ported studio monitors, a little bit different build construction, and I believe they have a titanium or beryllium tweeter. Don't quote me on that. I know it's a metal tweeter, but like I said, these have a silk dome tweeter, and it's actually a metal mesh covering over it. Really awesome monitors. I know these monitors the best. I've had them the longest, and I really don't see myself getting another pair of speakers at this size, at a 5-inch woofer size. Awesome speakers. So I'll leave a link to Yamaha's website. You can find out more information about them. Really awesome brand, great products, and check them out. So never forget to invest in yourself, whether it's time, equipment, energy, resources, knowledge. Never be afraid to invest in yourself and to make changes, to learn new things. That's the only way you'll really get to and achieve your goals, all right? It's KRK Beats for Out the Box Studios. Please hit the subscription button as well as the notification button below so you can find out when we post new content, and leave a comment below and let us know how we're doing here at Out the Box, all right? Peace.